what we do in physically identifying our product, and then how the chain of certification and conformity, and then also just in terms of the digital representation. And so this will hopefully provide a bit of context about the recent report and also about the discussion today. So if we go to the next slide, and this is that. So, you know, InfraBuild, we manufacture steel for the construction industry, and anyone driving past a building site will most likely see our product in, some of our product is product called reinforcing bar, used all around the country and critical for good structure in concrete construction. And every bundle of steel that we manufacture in our steelmaking plants in Sydney and Newcastle and in Melbourne, each bundle is identified with a product tag, which the example we're showing here is a real example of some product supplied last year. And every bundle of steel is tested and certified. And so what we've got on the screen here are the examples that are in the recent report that's just been released. And that just covers the mechanical and chemical properties. Now, in terms of how we can provide confidence to customers and users of our products, and ultimately the residents of a building, we go through a series of steps. So if we go to the next slide, we'll show how our test certificate. Now, the detail on our test certificate is we have laboratories that are registered to NATA, and NATA in turn recognise our laboratories. And so this slide here is the same test certificates that we showed previously, and how it links back into NATA. And then that's in terms of how we can verify and provide confidence about the properties of the product. In turn, if we go to the next slide and we look at the product tag, we make reference to ACERS, which is the Australasian Certification Authority for Reinforcing and Structural Steels. And they're a third-party organisation that verify that InfraBuild's production and processes are in control and compliant with the Australian standard for these products. And in turn, ACERS is accredited by JazAnts. And on the right is the screenshot of the website, where you can see on JazAnts that ACERS is an approved certifying body. So that's how we do it physically. Then in terms of how we do it digitally, what we're doing, if we go to the next slide, and then we'll be able to, and I forgot this one. This is actually then in turn how for both NATA and JazAnts are recognised internationally by ILAC. So from the product going out individually at our mills, we can relate back to ILAC for that whole chain of validation of the product and the product conformity. Next couple of slides we'll get through quickly, and then we can defer to the Minister, is just in terms of what we're doing on our digital presence on the InfraBuild product. Is if we go back to the product tag, which is the next slide, and what we're using is the global data standards, in this case the GS1 data matrix, the 2D data matrix that was, and I've just stripped everything else away because from digitally, what we've got encoded in that barcode is all the information that's shown on the right-hand side. Digitally, we're using essentially the same data standards that you would see if you go into Woolworths or Coles and pick something off the shelf with a barcode on it. But we've just gone a little bit further with the 2D, that we can have a little bit more information at the individual serial level. This is again with the test certificate, and what we've done using the GS1 global data standards is we can now uniquely identify the test certificate, which means this document explicitly links the product that was delivered on the delivery, and it's a one-to-one match. So if you can read the fine print, the bundle numbers are shown on this tag. Anyway, what I tried to do here is just give you a bit of context about product conformity and what we're trying to do in terms of an industry and the work that NATA and JazAnts and GS1 have been doing